Sleepm biocrystals products are designed to bring that experience to you by renewing the energy of the user through its active impact. This latest scientific discovery is made to improve the quality of your life. Sleepm biocrystals affect the basic parts of an organism cell by supporting them to perform basic life functions as the smallest but crucial parts of any living organism. Cells demand optimal conditions while receiving useful and rejecting harmful substances which are operated by their own natural vibration. Contact Al Powell for more information at 949-216-3166.
Direct sales now / network marketing for about 34 years, full-time profession. Been through every cycle of the economy, and we never had to go get a job. Somehow things always seemed to work out. We kept going and going and going and going. I knew what the lifeline of my business is to recruit new people on my team. Let me rephrase that. The lifeline of my business is to sponsor new people. Sponsor. Recruit is not the proper word. Some of you remember my story. I was a recruiter in the military. And during the years that I was a recruiter in the military, we would recruit people in our business, and we would hope that we never hear back from them. And the reason we would hope that we never hear back from them, because that means they said yes to something that they should have said no to, and now they were rejected and they were being sent back home. And we always used to say, no means new opportunities, yes means no new opportunities. And someone would always slip up and say something they shouldn't say. So in this business of sponsoring, we have a certain amount of responsibility to the people that we introduce to this program. We have a responsibility. We are responsible for their success, which means that sometimes I have to make myself available when maybe I'm not available, meaning that I have to be willing to go that extra mile, answer questions. I used to say, as my day starts at 6 a.m. and ends at 2 a.m. in the morning. And then I have a 4-hour window where I should have some quiet time and be able to get a little bit of a rest in between there. But I always make myself available, and that's the sign of a good leader. A good leader will make themselves available. They will be willing to answer those difficult questions. And this is what it's going to take, and you have to have the proper mindset to succeed in this line of business. What exactly do we do here at Sleepm? We are a professional sales organization. There's no other way to look at it. We are in sales. We're a professional sales organization. The difference here is that we're able to leverage other people's time and other people's efforts. That's the difference. If I worked at the local Mercedes-Benz dealership, that means that if I worked at that local dealership, that means that 100% of my effort is what I get paid on. I don't get paid anything extra by my coworkers selling a car. I don't get anything extra. In this line of business, at least I can leverage every single customer that I get. I can leverage them, because when they get a sale, I get a sale. So when I help them, they're going to be happy that I helped them along the way, because it's win-win for all of us. It's a win-win situation. Don't look at simply what's in it for you. This is about winning and winning in a big way. This is a team effort. It really is a team effort. And that's what we are. We are a team. And I want you to feel good and know that everyone on the team contribute in their own special way. Let's go back 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Sleepm started out with 0 sales. Every single one of you start out with 0 sales. I want to put this in perspective, and we compare this with company and with individual. Sleepm started out 5 years ago with 0 sales. And then all of a sudden, a few people started trickling into the company. And, 10 people eventually came in, bought items. Eventually, there was 100 people. Eventually, there was 1,000. Eventually, there was 10,000. Eventually, there was 20,000. I want you to look at it as if you were a company. Because you and I, we're running a company within the guidelines and the rules of Sleepm. I want you to imagine you're the company starting all over. You're starting right now at ground zero. You have no sales yet. Now, keep in mind, have the company done any advertisement? No, the company has never done any advertisement whatsoever. What they done, they created an environment whereby you and I can win at this in a big, big way. But it all starts 1 customer, 2 customers, 10 customers, 10 customers turn into thousands upon thousands upon thousands of customers. But you have to see the end in sight at the very, very beginning. I want you to picture yourself winning at this. I want you to picture yourself with 1,000 customers over the next 90 to 120 days. I want you to picture yourself with 10,000 customers. I want you to picture yourself with 20,000 customers. And I want you to imagine if your team was generating 20, 30 million in revenue to the company every single year, and you're getting your slice of the pie. I want you to imagine that. See, I could picture that very clearly from the very, very beginning. Because if we're going to do this, we want to win at this. And if we're going to invest time in our business, we have to make money in it. Because if you're giving up time over here, evidently, you must be taking away time from somewhere else. So you have to be successful at this. And we put a timeline on this. What's going to happen a year from now? What's going to happen 2 years from now? Where will I be at in this company? Will I really be able to generate that income that I want from Sleepm? Listen, I came over here as a full-time business from the very beginning. Yes, I'm retired military, but I can tell you right now, I can't go fishing. I ain't enough money. I don't get enough money from retirement to live off of. Come on. I left at 20 years, which means that I get 50% of my basic salary from where I was at, based on the rank that I was when I walked away from the military. What only thing the military did was gave me leverage that some others may not have. Like I got medical, I got dental, so I didn't have to worry about some of the basic things that some self-employed people would have to pay for. I didn't have to worry about that. So it's easy for me to transition into self-employment because I didn't have to worry about benefits. I already had the health benefit. All I need to do was make sure that I produced and that I generated, a meaningful income for me and my family. That's what it really boiled down to. I want you guys, when I came over here with the attitude, I'm going to give this my very best. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it my very, very best. I don't want to come over here and just play around. I want to give it my very best. Ronnie and I, we got so wrapped up in this business. We look back. Last year in November, I went to visit my family in Arkansas. December, we went to visit December and mid-December, we went to the UK, came back in January. We went to visit Ronnie's family there in the UK. Now, when we took that vacation in November to visit my family, we got to reflecting back and we haven't taken a day off since we've been in this deal. What's up with that? We haven't had a life, but we was having so much fun. So much fun, we never even noticed that it was work. And this is when you know you're onto something good. You don't even look at it or perceive it as being work. All you know is that you're having an awful lot of fun doing what you're doing. The money is good. When those stories start coming out of your group, listen, to know that I have the person who hit H-star the fastest of anyone in this company is Michael Gialandoni, who happened to be on our team. Prior to that, the fastest person to hit H-star in the company happened to be Al and Rani Powell. We did it in 7 months. Michael came back and did it in a little over 4 months. Then when I look at all the people who are generating just a mind-boggling amount of money, I think about Pat Perrin. Pat Perrin, multiple six-figure earner in her first 12 months. I mean, come on. I look at this and I feel so good about what we started, because it's not about Al and Ronnie. It's about the success stories along the way. If I'm at the top and making all this money and no one else is making money, then I'm not doing something right. Then I think about Joe Ramirez. Joe came in, got the 7-star faster than anyone in the history of the company, to include Michael Gialandoni. Joe got the 7-star within his first 30 days, one position from the top. When I think about Carlito, the very first Filipino that came to the team under the leadership of Pat Perrin, every single Filipino in this organization falls under Carlito. Wow. And I think of all those 6-stars, I think hundreds of 6-stars have came in the organization since Carlito got started. And that's only been barely 1 year. Barely 1 year. So when I look at this, you know, I can't help but be proud of what we started. I don't try to take credit for someone else's success. They had it in them all along. All I did was made myself available in case they needed us. We made ourselves available. We gave guidance when needed. But these people were self-motivated. They were self-started. When I look at all the teams all over the country that came from that organization, Las Vegas, Utah, San Diego, Washington State, Oregon, who all came because we got in and we didn't know any better and we wouldn't quit. That's really what it boils down to. We didn't know any better. And we kept going and going and going and going. Matter of fact, guys, I started this Sunday night Zoom within 1 week of us starting the business. Some weeks it would be Ronnie, myself, and me, and Ronnie. I'd log in on multiple devices so I could show some numbers on the Zoom. But we kept right on going. I said, you know what, Ronnie? I don't care if it's one person on there. I'm going to give the very best motivation and very best training that we know how to do. And that's what this is all about. I'm here. A lot of you are here today because we refused to quit. We kept going, and we experienced success from the very first week. We started experiencing success. And because someone took interest in us and shared with us an amazing opportunity. What if I told you that my sponsor is no longer around? Would you guys believe that? No, my sponsor is no longer around. Sometimes we never ever know what we have. We have it right in the palm of our hands, and we don't know it. See, we never know who the next superstar in this business is going to be. It could be the lady pushing the shopping cart with the screaming baby in the supermarket that you refuse to talk to. It could be her. It could potentially be the person who's pumping gas at the gas station beside you, but you were too busy to say hello and pull a card out of your pocket and give them something. It could be the person that you met at the post office while you're rushing to mail something off. I can't begin to share with you stories. I mean, meeting people in passing, and they're in my business today. I met them in passing. I think about the story in New York City, walking down the sidewalk. And because we have such a large presence of Filipinos in the organization, I walked by a group of ladies, and we walked right by them, and I stopped in my tracks. About 10 steps later, I said, Rani, they were speaking Tagalog. I said, you know what we just done? We just potentially missed opportunity. I went back, and we got all up in their conversation. We were invited to church the next Sunday. We went to church that Sunday. Afterwards, we had tea and coffee and pastries in the basement of the church. We had also shared with them on the first meeting that we have an office nearby. And said, hey, you should come by sometime. And one of the ladies that morning said, why don't we go by your office, Ronnie? I want to take a nap before I go back home. Sure you can. Come on down. 6 women came back with us to the office that Sunday afternoon. Ronnie got them all tucked in. and we took pictures of them, all 6 of them laid out, sleeping away. Some of them were even snoring. But they were all laid out sleeping. And afterwards, guess what? We generated about over $5,000 worth of sales that Sunday afternoon without even trying to sell anybody anything. We just made new friends. That's all we did. And this business is just about making friends. We make new friends all the time. It's about building relationship. That's why we call it relationship marketing. How many of you done heard of that term, relationship marketing? If you build a relationship with people, people tend to buy from people they know and people they like. Now, one of the biggest things that we do here, we show people how to buy from themselves. And I know you love yourselves, don't you? So you shouldn't have a problem buying from yourself. Very, very important. I want you guys to know everyone can be successful here. Stop doubting yourself. And the most important thing, if you get nothing else out of my little bit of motivation this afternoon, stop trying to sell mattresses. It's not about selling mattresses. I learned that within my first week. Everybody thought it was a joke that Al and Ronnie was working at a mattress store. They laughed at us. Oh, Al and Ronnie work at a mattress store. Listen, it's not about selling mattresses. Because I only sold 2 since I've been here. So if I only sold 2, how do we make any money? If you need a mattress, Pat, you're gonna buy it from yourself. if you understand our compensation plan. If you understand the compensation plan. And one thing that I always do, I always want to be transparent. I'm going to always tell you the truth up front. And of course, everyone can't handle the truth. That's why, when I say this is a leader's call, we tend to get less people on this call because a lot of people don't consider themselves leaders. Say, oh, I thought that was for the leaders. Say, oh, why? I didn't get on that call. You said this was a leader's call. So I didn't get on it. Listen, if you don't perceive yourself as a leader, I perceive everyone as a leader. Everyone. But you have to perceive yourself as a leader. And it all starts out by you being a great follower. I was a great follower long before I became a great leader. I was a follower. I showed up. 80% of your success is about showing up. If this is a part-time business for you, and the only requirement is for you, I ask of you, is to show up on a Sunday night for a training and get updates. And on Tuesday night, we do a company overview. I said, well, push to get some guests on the overview. And in between, use a short video that we have out there, or let's do a one-on-one with your guests, because we don't want, if it's a Wednesday, we don't want you to wait till the following Tuesday to get the people in front of the information. This is what I'm talking about. Let's show up. And if you can't invest 2 hours a week, you don't have a business. Everybody say they want to make, 10,000 a month, 5,000, 2,000 or whatever, but everyone is not willing to do the work. Here's what I want you to do. This is about sticking with the basic elementary things. Stick with the basic. And I know sometimes it's tough when you worked a traditional job forever and ever and ever. You're used to your schedule. You know exactly what's expected of you when you show up for work. And then you put in so many hours, you go home, spend some time with your families, and then you're done and you start the day all over again. I want you to look at your schedule, and I want you to balance between your full-time job and your family. And I want you to pull out a calendar and say, well, on Monday, can I carve out, say, 15 minutes on Monday? What about Tuesday? Maybe I have a half hour on Tuesday that I can reach out to a few people that are in my network. And what about on Wednesday? Maybe I can do something in my business between this hour and this hour. I get home by 6 o'clock, maybe between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. I can reach out to some people, spend an hour working on my business. But one thing for certain, you have to dedicate some time to what we're doing if you want to be successful. If you tell me that you can't designate any time to this, then the probability of you becoming successful is very, very narrow margin of you becoming successful. It's not going to work. You have to give up some time. Just like myself, I know what it takes to be self-employed, because I've been self-employed ever since I left the military. So what it means that for a self-employed individual, we can't just watch the clock and say, well, okay, 5 o'clock, I gotta cut off at 5 o'clock. When you know this is your main source of income, you have to do things differently. Say, well, hey, okay, I need to make X number of calls per day. I need this many appointments. When I say appointments, I'm not necessarily talking about going out, meeting someone in person. The pandemic changed everything, ladies and gentlemen. When I'm talking about appointment, schedule an appointment on Zoom. You can schedule someone on Zoom anytime. Schedule an appointment on Zoom. I do it all the time. I'm constantly got Zoom all throughout the day because I love to show visuals when I'm talking. So, but block out the time. I don't care if it's 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week, now you find yourself in a situation whereby, hey, I got 4 hours per month that I can dedicate to my business. 4 hours per month. Then what I want you to look at for those of you who are full-time wage earners, I want you to look at the tax advantages of being in a home-based business compared to you just getting a W-2 and earning a salary. I want you to compare that. First of all, you would now have a home-based business. So now you can legitimately write off everything. You can write off a square footage in your home as a business expense. You can write off meals when you go out, when you take someone out to dinner. Like Rani and I used to, on the potlucks at the office, we used to spend an average of $200-300 a week on food, feeding everybody. But it came right off top of my income earned, right off top of my income earned. All those things came off. I flew to New York for 2 months. My airline tickets was a tax write-off. My living accommodations was a tax write-off. I got a monthly pass for the subway. That is a tax write-off for me. It's a business expense. My meals, business expense. Everything I did in New York was a business expense. So I'm better off having a home-based business than not having one. Even if I was not profitable in my first year, my second year, my third year. On an average, folks, traditional businesses, it would take about 3 to 5 years to become profitable in a traditional business. So we got to get the right mindset. I want you to start thinking like business owners. Don't sit here and say, oh my God, I didn't make no money this year. Don't look at it that way. I want you to look at your tax advantages. Are you better off that you bought that pillow, that you bought this item or that item? Because now you can legitimately write off whatever product that you purchased to start your business. It's a tax write-off. Wow. How amazing is that? It comes right off the top of your income earned. We have to start thinking like businessmen and women. We have to. And we want to breed an organization of people who are businessmen and businesswomen. That's what we want. It's very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, very important. Let me say this. The consistency and the repetition of doing something over and over is what's going to make you successful. In the beginning, when something is new to you, of course, you're going to go through a learning curve. And at some point, starting out, you're going to tell yourself, oh man, this is so difficult. This is so hard to sell. And then the people around you are going to be saying the same thing. Oh, Stacy, that's really tough. And then, Stacy, you're going to, for those of us who are consistent, we develop a tough skin over a period of time. We develop that tough skin. So when we run across those people who are talking about how tough it is, we look them straight in the eye and we tell them this: too tough for you, just right for me. Wow, that's the attitude we need to have. This isn't tough because you're looking at the end goal. Where am I going to be 12 months from now if I stick and stay? If I stick and stay, I know I'll get paid in a tremendous way. But we have to stick and stay. I can't tell you how many people over the years have thrown the towel in and quit. And then I would have a conversation with them 6 months, 12 months later, and they would tell me about how hard they worked on their business. When in actuality, they were done after 1 week. They quit. You know, I always look at this saying that I got on my wall there. It says, many of life's failures are people who were almost there and they quit. And that is so true. Many of life's failures are people who were almost there and they quit. The next big player in your organization, you could be one person away from having this explosive growth in your organization. All it takes is one motivated person. One motivated person make all the difference in the world. I often, share with you guys an account that I have that only signed one person. From that one person came almost 8,000 sales, but I only signed one person. That can happen to anyone on this Zoom tonight. It could happen to anyone. I wouldn't recommend you just sign one person. No. I get you can say that one position of mine got lucky, but you better believe it. I put in honest day's work, So, but what are we talking about too? I want to talk about building from event to event to event. Yes, we build our business from event to event. We have an upcoming event on the 28th in Baldwin Park at the office. I felt it necessary to rally the team together before we go back to New York in November. And we want to just gather everyone together, all the leaders. And we want to talk strategy and we want to talk about, what we need to do to help all of you reach your goals. Because at this point, when you get to the top, what else is there to do but to pull other people up with you? On the 4th of November, which is a Saturday, I believe it's the 4th, right? 2nd of November. That's the way event. Yes. On the 2nd.
Are you talking about in New York?
New York.
November 4th, the first Saturday.
Okay, November the 4th, we have an event in New York City at the office. So we're rallying everybody together on November the 4th at the office. Notice, I build my business from event to event to event to event. The other thing too I want to share with you, I would never ever request you to do something that I myself is not doing. I won't do that. I will never ask you to do something that I myself is not doing. And everything I do in my business is something that's been proven and tested over and over and over again. You know what my famous words are. If my team did exactly what I did today, would I make any money? That's what I ask myself when I look in the mirror at the end of each day. And that handsome guy in the mirror always look back and say, of course you would have. Because I know that I work. We put in on this day's work. Now, I'm just saying, listen. So we got those two events. And then the mother of them all is the very first Sleepm event. This is our 5-year anniversary event. That's coming up in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada, we have the first annual convention of the company ever. Look at the timelines here for a moment, guys. Sleepm started in 2018 in Toronto, Canada. On June 5th, 2018, on about August 2019, we opened the Los Angeles location. So now in 2020, what happened? The pandemic came about. The company shut down for about 1.5 years. When Rani and I joined Sleepm, that office in LA had just reopened. It had just reopened. So now Being shut down for a year and a half, it was devastating for so many companies. But behind that, with Sleepm came a great success story because Sleepm grew by $34 million during the lockdown. So what that tells me is that you don't have to have a showroom in your backyard. And I'd seen some of the places where the team was growing the fastest. There was no showrooms there, none whatsoever. And so now this is why we're just coming up with this 5-year anniversary event. That's what I was building up to. Office was shut down. We opened New York just over a year ago. And now, fast forward in 2023, December, we want to have our very first annual event, which is a 5-year event for the company. So, very important. That's always going to be just a first event. Every time I think about this first event, I think about the first company that I was full-time with. It was a company called Excel Communications. That company, I got involved with that company while on vacation in Hawaii. Couldn't make up my mind what I want to do beyond the military. 1 year before retirement, my commanding officer putting heat on me. She wanted to know, am I going or staying? Because she wanted a replacement for my office. And so finally I got fed up one day. I see her at the office and she's like, I need to know whether you're going or staying. I said, I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm going. 20 years, that's it, I'm done. And so I decided to leave, not knowing what I was going to do. I wound up being almost unbearable, so my wife shipped me off to Hawaii. You go to Hawaii, take a short vacation, you decide what you're going to do. One thing for sure, you ain't going to live off me. So now, walking the beaches of Waikiki, someone approached me about a business opportunity. And I showed up that night. But before I left going to Honolulu, Rani gave me one check in case of an emergency. I showed up that night. I wrote a check for $199 and became a distributor for Excel Communications. Then I said, I got to work hard and try to get my money back before I get back home. Didn't want to call home because I already knew my wife was going to say, oh no, not another one, because I'd done so many different programs over the years. And I knew that's what she was going to say. So I just kind of kept it between me and the people I was trying to recruit on what I was doing. So I got a little bit of traction while I was in Hawaii. But long story short, I remember when they had their first annual convention. Off of military pay, I wasn't making a lot of money back then. And when I told Ronnie we was gonna go to that event, I would never forget it was at Reunion Arena, if I remember correctly, in Dallas, Texas. And so I couldn't even afford a ticket in the main arena. So I got to watch it in one of the smaller rooms on closed circuit TV. That's how big that event was. And so I showed up. I got so fired up and so excited. But it wasn't just the event that got me excited, but it was all those great leaders that I met in the hallway of the hotel and all those, sitting around talking after the event, after hours at the event. I had never felt more a part of anything. And I tell you what, that was a determining factor on me getting involved with that company. And I stayed for almost 11 years. I was there for almost 11 years, went on to become number 11 income earner out of over 1 million distributors. We were number 11 income earner, all because I spent my last dime to show up at a convention. I'm not asking you to spend your last dime to show up at the convention, I'm just telling you a story on what happened to me. Changed my life. Never quite thought I would be a full-time networker. But that night in Hawaii, when I showed up, that was a multi-million-dollar decision for us. Multi-million-dollar decision. Because I went on, finished up that last year in the military. And by the time I left the military, as I always say, I was making more money than my generals. And that's a true story. And so I'm just saying, these events is critical to your mindset. You would think things over differently. You would view things differently. And I always view my networking business is totally different after those experiences. Listen, it doesn't matter what you're selling. A lot of people look at the products we're selling, oh my God, mattress. You know what I mean? And my friends and came back and said, well, Al, I didn't hear nothing. See, I don't know if Horace on here, but Horace and I, we known each other for some years. We never met in person. But Horace, I told about Sleepm 2 years ago. And he said, Al, all I heard was mattress, and I never heard anything else you say to me. He's all I heard was the word mattress, and I wasn't feeling it. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. It's not about the product. It's the environment. But we all have something special here. Remember, first and foremost, we are a health and wellness company. That's what we are. We're a health and wellness company, and we have products that would make a difference in people's lives. Ronnie, have I talked too much tonight?
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're just passing information.
I beat them burn up all the time because, I get excited about this, and I am excited. And I know that all of you on here, I know that you're going to have your own story to tell. See, the Al and Ronnie story is an old story. And looking at us, you're looking at your future, providing you get in and you just don't quit. This is all about attitude. Your attitude will determine your altitude. How high you go in this business is about your attitude. Come in with the right attitude. Come in with no doubt whatsoever. I'll believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And let's go to work. Roll up your sleeves and let's go to work. Let's do it together. It's so much more fun when we do it together. You're not doing it all by yourself. Ronnie, what you got for everybody tonight?
Well, just another courtesy reminder, December the 2nd, to register. Prior to that, we are giving away a free biocrystal pad with your registration ticket. That's right. So it's $2.99 for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. The first day, Saturday, starts at 1 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night. We're going to have a grand finale with a gala. And on Saturday, there'll be a beautiful buffet, a breakfast buffet, brunch buffet. And then lots of people will be invited to go on the helicopter ride and really be able to have some fun there. And then after that, we will be parting ways and building, sort of getting started for 2024. But yet we have propelled our business with the convention, lots of new sales, a lot of new products, a lot of giveaways, lots of everything, about 200 prizes the company's giving away. Mattresses, pillows, toppers, cash prizes, computers, luxury mattresses, organic mattress. So it's just amazing what we're giving away, and you will love it. So do attend the event. So many people you have never met, and all of us are congregating right there at the MGM Grand Hotel, December the 2nd, December the 3rd, so Friday, Saturday, and then you can leave Sunday. So hopefully all of you will attend. The company is, expecting a huge turnout, and you want to be the first one there, in a sense, the very first convention that has taken place. That will be taking place with Sleepm, the very first one. Imagine 5 years, no convention. Usually it's not like that, but circumstances, took place and we just had no control. So now we decided to have the convention, and then you'll be plastered all over the different magazines that the company is creating. They call a magazine within the Sleepm company. So you'll be there. There'll be like a keepsake for you to have that magazine to show your friends and family, what has taken place when you first came in, and the time you're showing them the magazine. Also, in regards to new products, brand new products you haven't even seen. Yes, you heard about the residual income and the sleep aid device, the light, the app, the money's behind it. Sure, you heard all of that recently, and that's coming up very soon. But more importantly, additional new products that you haven't seen yet. And then you never know. You could get it at a very good price. The company always wants to appreciate the field, you and I, and in a token of appreciation, something exciting could take place with the products. You getting it right there and then. The price could be so good at that time because it's just for that particular time frame. So just want to let you know that's what we wanted to share with you today about the convention. Bring everyone out. They'll all get a crystal pad. It's a beautiful extra pad, and it's $580. So that's very generous for the company to give every one of us the pad, but you must register. You register from your back office. You just go into one of your ID numbers and you go into sleepm.net, and then you go to ticket management and you just pay for the ticket, and right away your name will be registered. If you're taking another person, then they need a ticket also. All right, they also need a ticket. So it's an all-day affair, a lot of award giving ceremony. There's gonna be a lot of camaraderie, people they've never seen, always heard about them. All of them will be there, sharing with you their story, their challenges, and where they are today. So Al, back to you.
Let's open up for some questions. It's always good to hear from you guys. So, we don't want to just do all the talking.
Yeah.
Is there anyone on here who would like to share anything with the team? Your last week's activity, excitement. Anybody want to share with us? Raise your hand, please. Anyone? Everybody quiet as a mouse tonight. All right.
Sunday, getting prepared for tomorrow.
Anyone want to share with us? Raise your hand.
Claudia.
Claudia.
Nice.
Okay, 1 second.
We'll unmute you in 1 second. Yes.
Okay, 1 second. I forgot which one is the moderator here. One moment. Go ahead, Claudia. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, guys.
Hi, Claudia.
Hey, Claudia.
We can hear you.
Well, I love everything that I heard. I mean, I'm very excited because I know I saw you guys launch this project. I think I was one of the first person that you actually guys call and talk about this project, but I didn't listen.
I didn't listen.
I did not listen. But I mean, just seeing you guys grow with the company, opening this store in New York, everything that you have accomplished in California is really amazing. And this week I got my Sleepm mask, and I'm gonna try it tonight. I actually got it yesterday, so I'm very, very excited. I'm gonna connect some people there at the meeting in New York. I wish I could go to New York, but I don't think I will be able. But I'm gonna be able to connect some people. I would say this. Maybe my last thing I will say tonight is that this is probably the best moment to launch or relaunch this type of business because everybody is into health and wellness, and the products are geared towards treating so many things that are how do you say that they affect us in a daily life, like inflammation, having I was reading what it does for the dry. I suffer of dry eyes, so I can't wait to give my testimony. I was looking for. I'm using these drops to help me hydrate my eyes, and I was checking into ones that they were like gel. So I'm not gonna try nothing else. I'm just gonna use the mask, and I'm gonna give my testimony. I mean, I would really like to see what's gonna happen to my eyes. But I mean, everybody wants to start a business. That's the second thing. And the reason why they don't start a business is because they don't have the money. Well, here, that's no excuse. Basically, here, you're handing out the money for you to start your business. So there is no reason why people will not start a business. So that's what I have to say. I'm excited to be in this journey with you two, Al and Ranji, once again.
Hey guys, listen, Claudia and us, we met quite some years ago in Miami. Been at least what, 7, 8 years or longer.
Longer, much longer.
But we met in Miami many years ago. And again, this is why I say this is a business about relationship, because we had a great relationship over the years.
Mhm.
And it's not our first business together, but Claudia, you're not totally late for the party. I know I told you about it some time ago, but this is again about just following up, because Claudia got her first sale within the first 24 hours. She already got a recruit who, bought 3 items. So, I mean, absolutely amazing. So, when the time is right, I know everyone would do well. And the time was right for Claudia, so she got involved with us. And I take it very personal because she's a friend of mine. So you don't have no choice but be successful.
Thank you. And I totally believe it's like that, Alan, Ranji. I really do. So I'm excited about it.
Okay,
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Ranji.
All right. Anyone else would like to share with us? Raise your hand. Anyone else? Raise your hand. Echo Nawacha.
Oh, Ego, we need to call us.
Yeah. Ego, make sure you call me after the Zoom. Now, let me just say, now, Ego she joined in the second week I joined Sleepm. It was the later part of July of 2021. And she's on almost every single Zoom. Thank you for being committed, Ego. Says a lot about her. Who we have here? Renata, another superstar in the making here. Let me I'll give you the ability to unmute yourself. Renata, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you so much for allowing me to join. I appreciate y'all, and I look up to y'all so much. My question, I just have a question. I want to know exactly, like, what did y'all do to actually, to get started, to start building your company? Like, how did y'all do your foundation of the business to get, motivated to keep going? That is my question.
That's an easy question. You want to take that one? You want me, Rani?
You can start.
Okay. First and foremost, for those of you who haven't heard my story, I had been looking for mattresses and pillows. So first of all, I was sold on the product. That made all the difference in the world for me also, because I truly believe that you yourself have to be sold, if you're going to go out here and talk with people about it. But the basic foundation of my business was, I did a 1-by-4. I signed up a master account, and I had 4 accounts underneath me. And I started plugging leaders into, account number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so I built it underneath those people, and I work like no tomorrow. By them promoting up, I promoted up because, of course, in this business, we know that it takes 2 sales to take you to 2-star. Most people promote themselves to 2-star. 3-star, it takes 3 group sales. I mean, 10 group sales, 10 group sales. I'm making it too easy for you guys. I'm testing you guys what I'm doing. 10 group sales plus 1 personal would take you to 3-star. 4-star is 20 group sales plus 1 personal. Then to go 5-star is 50 group sales plus 1 personal. And then your 6-star, just 2 5-stars. 2 5-stars would take you there. So think about that. To go 2 5-stars take you to 6-star, 2 6-stars take you to 7-star, and 4 6-stars take you to 8-star. So you're going to start off building 2 legs at a time. 2 legs at a time. You're going to have Renata 1, Renata 2. You're going to build those 2 legs. And if I remember correctly, you do have 4 positions down below you, but you're going to focus on 2 legs starting out. Don't try to build too many legs at one time, but just focus on building 2 legs. As you get sales, you plug it in down below you. You're going to get paid twice. And as those positions rank up, all it takes is 1 person in either one of those legs to take off. And next thing you know, you got 5-star, 5-star, and you're a 6-star. And by the way, I always say life begins as a 6-star in this business. That's where life really begins, as a 6-star. So there is a strategy behind this whole thing. And for those who have promoted up quickly, they monitored their account. They knew where they were at all times. And you have to monitor your account and know where you are. And we will guide you along also, So again, don't try to do it all by yourself. Plug your people in. If you need help with assistance with 3-ways or whatever, go to your immediate upline. If they're not available, then keep working your way up, and we'll help you with whatever we can so that you can grow with us, okay? Did that answer your question, Renata?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Who else do we have here? Anyone else want to share anything? Anyone else? Okay. Pat, you want to share anything with us tonight? I always talk about Pat's story because Pat has an amazing story. She done everything remotely from home, earned such a great income, and she's someone that everyone should aspire to be like, because she has done the work and she has proven that you do not have to go to an office, and you can build any size business you want. And I can assure you, she is one of the most successful people on this team, if not the most successful person on this team. I'm saying that because it's true. I give credit where it's due. She done an amazing job, and we talk almost every single day. and I can't remember the last time I saw Pat. It's been years and years and years. But again, we all in this together.
Or connected to self, so I'll call her.
And we all want to win at this.
I'm calling you, Pat.
Way.
1 second.
One moment. We're going to get on here one way or the other.
Thank you, Helen, Ronnie. I'd like to explain to people I don't know how to turn on my audio on my computer. So that apparently shows you that you don't have to be smart to do this business.
Great.
And that's really true. I would like to really congratulate all the leaders who are on the call. And I will say this has been an amazing experience for me. When Al called me in January 5th of 2022, I was getting ready to go to a job at Costco the next day. So I decided not to do that. And I said, Al is talking some good stuff, and I think I'll do that. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. And when I got into the business, there were no hot shots. We didn't have any big time network marketers, no rock stars. And I said, okay, not a problem. I'll get on the phone, because the telephone is indeed my friend. And talk to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Please talk to everyone. When I called Carlito in Father's Day of 2022, I called him because his name was pretty. He was on a list from another company that I was involved in, and he was on my team there, but I did not know him. But I said, what a pretty name. I think I'll call him. And I called him, and we talked for 7 minutes. He said, well, I can't get there this weekend because it's Father's Day weekend, but I can get there next weekend. And I said, okay. I said, but I want you to understand, you'll be the first Filipino American to know about this business. And he said, excuse me? I said, yeah. And then that was a Thursday. Then Saturday, Al calls me, and he says, Pat, Carlito's here. I said, no, he's not. No, he's not. He won't come until next week. Pat, goofball, he's here right now. And I said, okay. And then I hung up, and I got back on the telephone. Because I knew that Al and Ronnie were going to help me handle him. And I had some challenges, and that's why I had not been to the office. But I am a true example of someone not being able to get to the office and becoming very successful. People are purchasing this amazing product sight unseen. Period. That's it. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Pat.
I dropped the mic. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Wow. Amazing story, because every time I hear Pat's story, it really moves me, because, I made a phone call that day. And I remember that conversation. Pat said, I know you ain't calling to wish me Happy New Year. You must have something for me. And I just remember like it was yesterday. I made that call, and not knowing whether she was going to do anything. But she's been so committed, always, even though she couldn't make it to the office, we set up a Zoom screen in the room when we have our events on Saturdays. She would jump on the Zoom. She would donate money for food for our potlucks at the meetings every week. And she done that consistently as if she was in the room. And you don't find many people that way, but she's been consistent with what she's been doing. She constantly put new people in her organization. She reminds me a lot of myself because she's so aggressive and she's a go-getter. I'm like, wow. Pat talking about that call to Carlito changed her life. My call to Pat changed my life also, because all those people that came from Pat, I'm like, oh my God. I asked myself many times, I said, what if I didn't make that call? What if I didn't make that call that day? Maybe Pat wouldn't be in the business just yet. Maybe all the people that stem from that leg would not be in the business today. But I made that call, and Pat went to work. So Pat believed in me, I believed in her. And that's really what it's all about. We all believe in one another. We go out here and we make this thing happen, because everything that I shared with Pat on that call that night has came true for her. And her livelihood has changed tremendously because of the Sleepm income that she'd been able to receive. I know Pat's feelings is just like mine. It never happened to me so quickly like it has with Sleepm. I've been in many great companies over the years, but to get to the big money, I had to work at it for a much longer period of time. Whereas this, two and a half years, it haven't been quite 2.5 years yet, but 2 years even, it's not a very long time in a business to get to a meaningful amount of income like so many of you are already earning right now. It's not a long time, but just make the commitment and watch what happens. Anyone else? Anyone else? I think we already passed the top of the hour, so I think I kept you guys long enough tonight. I'll get this up on the WhatsApp group. I want to thank you guys for your time. We'll be back here on Tuesday night with the company overview. If I can help any of you with anything, by all means, let us know how we can help, and let's do whatever we can to make your business profitable. Let's do it together as a team, okay? Thank you guys for your time. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on Tuesday night. I'll be back here on Tuesday night. Thank you so much.